It's the 2K Sports pregame show.
Hello, basketball fans.
It's the home of the Celtics here in Boston as 2K Sports brings you today's action live with Greg Anthony, Chris Webber, and David Aldridge, Kevin Harlan. And we have a surprise guest, folks. Here he is, the four-time All-NBA. And before we get...
Well, guys, he has an admiration for what he calls...
Thank you, David. And when you watch Marcus Smart, you can see just how strong he can be on the defensive end. Why do you think, KG, he is such an impactful defender?
Marcus Smart, he rarely gambles. If you watch him play defense, he's very solid. He takes up space. You know, when these point guards now, they want to be able to have space to be able to create. He gives you one direction. You know what? He
anticipates well.
He anticipates well. More importantly, he's very smart. He understands the whistle. He understands hard fouls. He knows when to foul hard, when not to. And on the offensive end, too, he'll hit a three. He's a gutsy player. You know, on the defensive end, he'll take charges. He'll do little tangible stuff that a lot of guys won't do. Man, you need a smart on your team to do the small things if you're trying to really win.
And the smart things, right? Yeah.
The smart things. Yeah. Only you, K. Hart.
No, come on. I just got that from you. What are you talking about? You said it. I just
classic.
I just repeated it right
classic
there.
2K. Classic 2K, K. Hart right there. You lit, K. You lit.
Because I'm next to you.
You lit. I'm telling you, lit.
Come on.
Hey.
A look at the San Antonio Spurs opening lineup. Aldridge is at the 4 with Gasol at the 5. Manu is at the 2 with Leonard playing the 3. And it's Parker in at the 1.
And even with the contact, Parker gets the look to fall there. He has done that so many times over the course of his Hall of Fame career.
They get a hand on it. Now here's the fast break. Parker leading the way. Here's Irving. And some very quick points for him on that possession.
Look at that. Irving just leaked out wonderfully in transition. He's a remarkable decision maker in fast break situations.
And the replay is courtesy of Under Armour. Unleash chaos. It was a great sequence from the steal all the way to the finish at the other end. And Kevin, there was such a whirlwind around your trade to the Celtics from the Timberwolves. What were your thoughts and emotions at that time?
You know what? Being in Minnesota at that time, it was very difficult for me. I didn't necessarily want to leave. I had a goal to bring the city a championship, and I felt like I could do that. Nothing worse than when you have to deal with the reality of change. I'm not the one for change, even though I do know in order to process or progress better, you have to embrace some change. So with the help of my friends from Chauncey Billups, Tyronn Lue, I sat and I thought through it with those guys who have been through the trade process and talking to me, getting me to understand my options. And once I understood all my options, then I just, it was about what was best for me and my family.
Wow, yeah, there's a lot to consider. And he says, right back at you with a big dunk of his own.
Look at Irving go to work off the ball screen and his man. He's always alert, constantly scanning the floor for his teammates.
Leonard kicks to Ginobili. Nice ball movement by San Antonio. The drive by Aldridge. It's good. Aldridge has got his first 2 points of the night. And Kev, you had a voice in where you'd go from Minnesota. How did all that play out?
I sat with my wife, and we all kind of went through it and thought Boston was the best situation. Paul and I had great bones and great history that I don't think the world really knew. We have been knowing each other since 14, 15. I played with each other younger, and I had a chance to play with Cole, but that really didn't go through. A lot of people don't know I had a chance to play with Steve Nash also, but I wanted to play with Stoudemire, and that wasn't the case. So I decided to go to Boston. Ray and I knew each other from South Carolina. And then, the Rondo piece was a huge piece for me. I had followed the youngster in his first year and just watched his growth a little bit, even though I was in the Western Conference. And then when I got to Boston, I knew they had good pieces like Kendrick Perkins and Tony Allen. I wasn't aware of the Big Baby piece yet, and then I wasn't sure on the Posey part. And then all of a sudden it started to come together, Eddie House. And then all of this, and
great names.
Great names. Just all alphas, all guys able to stand up and speak for themselves and be articulate, and all different facets, and very similar facets of who we are personality-wise. And a lot of people just don't know that team there. I don't think another coach could have coached that team other than Doc Rivers.
Kevin, it's been said that some guys hated to play against you. Is there someone you hated to play against for whatever reason?
No.
You enjoyed every challenge?
I enjoyed every competitor because on the offensive side of the ball, I was always challenged when to use counters or what type of moves I was using. I took a lot of pride in having a variety of moves for different types of defenses, and each guy is going to bring out a different side of the offense in you. And then turning around and then being that defender and being able to guard the post player or the post or whatever the post player was or whatever. Rasheed Wallace was always a tough guard. Tim Duncan was always a tough guard. Zach Randolph was always a tough guard. Chris Webber, Dice, Karl Malone.
Great names. Murray kicks to Anderson. Here's Laverne. And Boston with the rebound. They come in fresh off a win against the Heat.
And how about the points they put up? I mean, they were aggressive. In fact, at times overwhelming.
Well, think about this. They were extremely versatile in their approach, taking what the defense allowed.
The Celtics shooting their first free throws of the game.
And they shot 81% from the line last season as a team. So you really can't find fault with what they're able to do there.
Mills, he's checked in for the Spurs.
Oh, the fearlessness by Rozier, that's what helps him earn the trip to the stripe.
Tatum passes to Rozier. And the bucket counts. 3-point chance here.
This is as good as it gets for a first quarter in terms of shooting the basketball.
This is his third free throw attempt of the game.
And going back to his numbers from just a season ago, he was knocking it down at a 77% clip.
And Mills kicks to Green, and the shot is good.
Yeah, and there it is again. On a lot of their possessions this first half, they've established great inside position.
Poked away. Mills with the steal. Picked him clean. And up the court come the Celtics on the break. And slam dunk by Tatum.
And I really like how fast Tatum gets off the ground. You know, at 6'8", dunking comes easily, but he's got that forceful mind to pursue the ball.
Offense, the order of the day as the first quarter comes to a close. Celtics lead by 4. And the second quarter will be on the way when we come back. All right, the second. Boston leading by 4. And now let's check out the lineups courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go. Here's the second quarter of play. On the court right now for the Celtics, we've got Tatum. Marcus Morris is out there with Aaron Baines. Then there's Brown, and it's Rozier in at the point. There to this, passes to Green. Here's Tatum. Gay with the block.
And Gay has put a ton of work into his defense over the years, specifically how he times blocking those shots.
And he'll shoot free throws here. Clearly fouled on that shot that time. The whistle blowing. And Boston called for the foul. And KG, so great to see you. It takes me back. It really does.
A lot of people don't know, man. We got real original ties, man.
Back to the beginning.
95, man. My original man right here.
Here he was, man. You were a thrill a minute. I'll tell you that.
Man,
a thrill a minute.
Now look at us. 21 years later, dog. Man, can you believe
We're still
this?
standing.
We are. They haven't caught on yet. Don't say anything.
Okay. Keep it between. Okay. And Kevin, welcome to the 2K team. I didn't realize how much you love NBA 2K.
Oh, man, you know 2K is always live, man. I'm a super fan. Man, this game is going all over the place, bro. Like, seriously, like, I'm geeked to see what's next, man. They got everything down. I'm sitting here watching all the little small intangibles that come with the game. I'm watching the game grow. I'm watching how better players are getting. I'm watching the online play, man. It's lit. It's lit. I can't wait to see this.
And Laverne kicks to Bertans. Spurs passing it around. Over Tatum. Gay can't hit. Celtics leading by 8. Kevin, some of the relatively new rules protecting players, the breakaway, the flagrant 1, the flagrant 2. Are you in favor of all this stuff?
I'm in favor for players' health. You know, anything that is going to be detrimental to a player's health, I feel like, you know, the player's health is the first and only obligation. That's all I've ever worried about. You know, foul play, you know, I think every player should always understand it's a way to foul. It's a way to be able to, you know, send a message. But in the heat of the moment, I get it. You know, things happen. I hope that all players out there will continue to, you know, to care about and respect the game.
Boston making some changes. Gordon Hayward comes in for Tatum, and Smart subbed in for Brown. Marcus Aldridge is checked in for San Antonio. Parker comes in for Patty Mills. Aldridge dishes to Gay. Gasol kicks to Parker. In the corner, it's Ginobili. Shot clock at 6. Here's Aldridge. Good work defensively by Horford.
Thought he was going to be able to take advantage of the D there. He had the space.
Kevin, we know how hard the players work, the elite players work the hardest. We know the coaches work so hard. Everyone in that coaching staff, everyone wants the game called right. Is an added referee something that would help the game in any way, do you think?
More eyes on it.
We got 3 right now.
Listen, that's a lot,
that
man.
Is a lot.
And we're yelling at those 3. Listen, more eyes on the prize, if you will, so be it. It's just about how the game is. You want referees to be consistent. You want referees to also let the guys play a little bit. You know, that's just my preference. I'm not a league official, nor do I know flow and momentum. I'm just talking from a fan perspective and watching it.
Yes.
But, you know, as a player, find things to complain about because that's what a player does when it comes to advantage versus disadvantage. But 4th ref, I don't think it would hurt. To me, it would be about how they were calling it.
And the Spurs with some changes. Leonard comes in for Rudy Gay. And Murray subbed in for Parker. And Hayward gets it to go.
Well, you can't say enough about the firm, hard screens Horford sets out there for his teammates. The way he sacrifices his body really allows his guys to get high percentage shots.
The drive by Aldridge. The basket is good. That's his 6th attempt and his 3rd make.
And boy, has he picked it up since the start of the second. His shots now starting to fall.
Irving passes to Horford. Foul call that time on the way up. That'll give him 2 chances at the free throw line here.
And Horford, a pretty steady free throw shooter. I mean, he had a few down seasons, maybe due to those pectoral tears, but I tell you what, he's been right up there around 80%.
Kyle Anderson, he's checked in for LaMarcus Aldridge. Spurs trail by 5. That's good from Ginobili on the assist from Leonard.
And a good example there of why it's important to change ends quickly.
Yeah, talent in this league has it so that now pretty much every team can push the pace. You have to get back on defense.
Hayward outside. Picked by Horford. Jumper off the screen. Again, the miss by the Celtics.
Look, he had all the time in the world to get the jumper off. Maybe it was too much time.
And KG, I have to say, a pleasure to have you with us here tonight, providing your great insight and intellect into these broadcasts. Thanks so much for being with us on the show, and I hope you come by again.
Man, K-Hall, anytime you need me, man, you let me know, man. I'm yours, man. You know what it is.
The great, the champion, Kevin Garnett. What a treat it is, Greg, to have KG with us. Always offers so much insight. Played the game for an amazing 21 seasons.
Yeah, you know, when he first entered the league, everybody was wowed by the athleticism. But what became more apparent really early on were the instincts for which he had for the game. And that's what he brings, I feel like, to the broadcast.
Murray kicks to Gasol. And Leonard has it in the corner. It's picked off. Feeds it to Smart. Back to Hayward. Pass to Irving. 11 seconds left in the first half of basketball. Just 5 to shoot. Picked by Horford. From deep. The shot, no good. And the first half comes to a conclusion in a game that has been very close so far. It's the Celtics. They lead by 3. And now let's catch up.
Thank you.
All right, David, thank you. And stay with us, folks. We'll be back just after halftime to get the third.
And now, the 2K
It's an
Sports
interesting battle
Halftime Show.
going on tonight. Ernie Johnson here with you, folks. Boston found themselves in a close game in the first. At the end of the period, they held a 4-point lead. They didn't stop fighting in the second quarter as they maintained most of their first quarter lead and now lead by 3 at the break. And we're just about ready for the start of the third quarter. Kevin Harlan.
A lot going on there as we welcome you back to Boston. That shot taken from the observation deck at the... And Chris, when you played, you were known as a guy your size who could rip and run, take it coast to coast. You look around the league now, who are some of the best big men ball handlers?
Oh, you love it. If you get that board, you got to be able to take it, speed up the offense. We've seen Draymond just have a field day doing it with all the players on his team that can knock it down and score. Blake Griffin, Anthony Davis. We've even seen Paul Millsap and Julius Randle do it a little bit. So I love the fact that if you can get that board and push it, it makes it easier because you don't have to look for the outlet. You can actually find that point guard, that two guard in transition, and let them score, and you be the facilitator.
Here's who Greg Popovich is starting in the second half. Aldridge and Kawhi Leonard, the two stars at the forward spots. The timeless Parker and Manu are the 1 and the 2. And it's Gasol and at the pivot spot, manning the middle. And the Celtics franchise with the league-leading 17 NBA championships, their last in 2008.
Yeah, and with the talent and assets they possess, they might be in the hunt for banner number 18 before you know it. One of the beasts of the East, without question.
Did you see that? How committed Irving is. Once he's in the paint, he's looking to score.
And stolen by Horford. And that one goes out of bounds. Last touch by Gasol. Celtics leading by 5. They set the pick. Hayward kicks to Smart. And there's the call on Ginobili. That's foul number 2 for him. Here's Smart. No scoring yet from him, but that's likely to change. Hayward can hit.
The defense is doing just enough to bother him on the jump.
And keeping us updated from the sideline, let's swing it over to David Aldridge.
Kevin, Celtics coach Brad Stevens is known for getting the best out of his players. He said every NBA player has an elite strength. Some of them have 10 of them. Those guys are the very best in the league, right? But every one of them is here for a reason. And there are times where you can really soar with that skill. Kevin?
And that's why Stevens is already one of the best coaches in the league, David. You've talked about him for a long time, getting maximum results from every one of his players. Irving from long range. Gasol with the rebound. Gasol's got his 3rd rebound tonight. Horford against Aldridge. A putback, and Gasol able to finish.
That's 3 of 4 here to start the half.
And we're just around 2 minutes into the final half of play now. So the Celtics called timeout, their first. And this matchup with the Spurs, it's their first meeting of the season.
Yeah, and a bit of a revenge game for them as they were swept in the 2-game season series from last year.
Yeah, for sure. This is a team that feels like they should never be swept in the season series by anyone, but especially when it comes to one of the heavy hitters from the other conference.
So San Antonio goes with a fresh 5 on the floor. Tatum wide open, he fires one. The shot's good, Brown making the play. 8 points for Jason Tatum.
Oh, and the Celtics bringing in Brad Stevens as head coach in 2013. That same summer, they made their blockbuster trade with the Nets. 2 home run moves for their franchise.
They should continue to get the ball inside. The defense struggling to contain them.
They get a hand on it. Morris dishes to Irving. Brown outside. In the corner, it's Morris. That 3 off the mark. And the Celtics signed Brad Stevens to a 6-year contract to lure him away from Butler in college basketball. Chris, they were very confident he'd be a great coach.
Well, they might want to pull out their pen and have him sign another 6-year deal real quick because he's already established himself as one of the league's top coaches.
I mean, even from over here, you could see that one pretty clearly.
The Spurs shooting their 5th and 6th free throws of the game.
And when you look at their numbers from a season ago, 80% as a unit, that's something you'll be happy with.
Rozier, he's checked in for Irving. Second half of play, and we're 3 minutes into the third here. Here's Rozier. He dishes it to Brown. In the corner, Tatum with it. Loses the defender with the screen and drills the jumper. Tatum's got 10 points.
Well, he's played a smart and strong game. His field goal percentage proves it.
Green kicks to Bertans. Now here's Mills. He's covered closely, battles through traffic and lays it in. Mills has got his first 2 points. Here's Rozier, covered by Mills. Rozier kicks to Tatum. They set the pick. Shot clock at 5. And the wide open shot from Morris. Again, the miss by Morris.
And boy, have they been hitting the backboard in this game or what? Kind of surprising it's such a tight game.
And that's a foul called on Davis Bertans. That's foul number 2 for him. The Celtics making a switch here. Horford's checked in. So San Antonio going with an almost entirely new group here. LaMarcus Aldridge, he's checked in for Laverne. Anderson comes in for Bertans. Leonard, he's checked in for Rudy Gay. And Murray's subbed in for Danny Green.
Swingman Jaylen Brown trying to find his way in the league. He had a really good playoff last year, and he's kind of a renaissance man. Plays the guitar, studies foreign languages, he's captain of his high school chess team, but he doesn't want none of me to. I'll give him chess.
Parker's checked in for Patty Mills. Spurs passing it around. Here's Aldridge. The shot goes down, and it gets this game back to even. Aldridge has got 4 points this quarter.
They lean on him for a big portion of their scoring, with a good reason.
Rozier the pass to Tatum. Horford with the screen on Leonard. Here's Tatum. Boston again missing.
And you know what? You can't get a better screen. Frees him up beautifully, but he just fails to capitalize.
The best laid plans, right? Well, I tell you right there, though, that's one they'll take every single time.
And you don't ever want to get into the habit of letting the offense get to the rim.
The Spurs shooting their 7th and 8th free throw attempts for the game right here. And they now lead as the free throw drops for him. And so LaMarcus Aldridge nails them both.
What an advantage for a big man to have, that smooth stroke at the line.
Here's Hayward. That misses, would have counted had it gone in. It's still anybody's game as we've reached the end of 3. Spurs lead by 2. And after a quick break, we're going to come right back with the start of the 4th quarter. A chance now to hear Greg Popovich talking to his team just moments ago.
This game is a big one.
We've got a great game on our hands as we welcome you back. The 4th quarter of action getting started. Spurs shooting 61%, showing all the indications of an offense that is locked in. Rozier's out there with Smart. And it's Hayward. Then there's Horford. That's the Boston 5.
And now this game is becoming a showcase for Aldridge. He's been out of control, a one-man team. Now it's just a matter of getting him the ball and getting out of his way.
And the foul called on Kawhi Leonard. That is his first foul of the game. In the corner, Horford with it. Hayward outside, just 5 to shoot. From deep three-point range, rebounded by the Spurs. Aldridge has got 3 rebounds so far in the game. Irving's checked in for the Celtics. San Antonio leading by 4. And Leonard has it in the corner. Outside Aldridge. Poke loose. And the call will be against LaMarcus Aldridge. That's his first foul. Irving with it. And that's out of bounds. Boston will retain possession. Fourth quarter just getting started. 1 minute in the books. Horford with a screen on Ginobili. 6 to shoot. Passes it to Horford. Puts up a 3.
And pressing a bit here, down in the game, trying to use the three-point shot to get back into it, and instead it's led to a lot of empty possessions this half.
And the dunk by Aldridge.
Yeah, and that's what you want from your point guard. Parker distributing the ball wonderfully on that possession.
Celtics trail by 4. Guys are looking for a spark here.
Yeah, a cold stretch offensively for sure.
Irving with the ball. He's picked up by Parker, and there's the call on Ginobili. That's his 3rd foul of the game. And stolen by Aldridge.
No doubt for me, the offense looks better in the second half. They've been able to dial down those turnovers, and that's been a huge help.
You can't forget about Ginobili's activity defensively. Does a great job of using his hands to come up with steals.
Shot from 12. Kawhi Leonard with the rebound.
And they've controlled the glass throughout this game, but it's still close.
Parker kicks to Leonard. To the inside. Outside Gasol. There's the feed to Aldridge. No good. So the Celtics will take it the other way. Hayward dishes to Smart. Irving passes to Hayward. Smart kicks to Irving. That one's good. The San Antonio lead is cut down now to just 4 points with the basket from Hayward.
And the D not really doing its job there. A little slow to react to the ball getting into the paint.
Let's go now to the sideline and catch up with David Aldridge.
Thanks, guys. I was able to hear Greg Popovich talking to his team during the break. He was pretty clear-cut to them. He said, look, we need to play with some edge out there. I don't care what the lead is. Do not back off.
Thank you, David. Leonard inside. Defended by Hayward. Here's Aldridge. So the whistle blows on the shot and 2 free throws for the contact right there. And he makes the first. Good on both.
Probably as close to a sure thing as you can have at the free throw line.
For those just joining us, fourth quarter here. We're just over 2.5 minutes into it. And the call will be against Tony Parker. That's foul number 2 for him.
And the next one puts him in the bonus.
Horford the pass to Smart. Here's the screen. Lock at 6. A shot by Hayward. Wide open. Good. And Smart gets the assist. And that's 13 points for Gordon Hayward.
Oh, nice look there from Smart. Finding the open man.
And the dunk by Aldridge.
Straight power, homie. I mean, he ripped it down with both hands.
Absolutely a resounding dunk. Celtics trail by 5. Horford with a screen on Parker. Down low. Stolen away. Nice job to interrupt the alley-oop attempt there. Ginobili kicks to Parker. 18 feet out. They grab their own miss. Aldridge doesn't go for him. Boston's gone 7 of 15 from three-point range tonight. They're not afraid of that shot. Hayward can't hit. Spurs leading by 5. Here's Aldridge. Rebound Boston.
Aggressive move to the bucket, and the D is ready for it.
Elbow shot. Hayward missing again. Last game for the Spurs. They pick up the W against Indiana. Parker kicks to Leonard. Back to Parker. Right side Aldridge. And he drops in the layup off the glass.
Defensively,
this is what you know. He's coming off a hot game and looking to keep it rolling.
Yeah, but here's the problem. They play team ball. So if you pay him too much attention, that just leaves other guys open, and it's too difficult of an adjustment to make. Come on, Irving is a terrific clutch shooter. He welcomes any chance he can to sink these type of shots.
Here's Aldridge. Misses from short range. Guys, a critical time for them in this ballgame.
You got to play mistake-free.
Hayward on the wing. And he's fouled pretty hard on that shot, but he's got the chance to pick up the points at the line.
Putting defenders in tough spots is a trait of Hayward's game. I mean, he gets his man on the back foot and forces him to either foul or give up the easy one.
And that one goes in. 2 from the line that time.
Clutch. Those free throws turn this into a one-possession ball game.
And he hits it and gets hacked on the play. A 3-point possibility if he can convert the free throw.
And the shot from Parker there is just so clutch. What an unbelievable basket from him. He just gets it done on a regular basis.
That's good from Parker.
And that tacks another big point onto the league. Great N1 play, showing us now a little bit of that killer instinct.
Time called here. The Celtics decide to talk it over. They're trailing by 6. 27 seconds left in the fourth quarter. And now let's present our Jordan Player of the Game, LaMarcus Aldridge.
And the D tried to get physical with him down low tonight, and it really backfired. Instead, he's just torn them up. He was aggressive, inviting the contact, and really just taking it straight to him.
27 seconds left in the fourth quarter of this one. Irving can't hit.
And low percentage look on that one. Not sure what he was thinking.
Sometimes you get a little outside of yourself. You have to be a little more disciplined.
Good on the first, and that makes it a 7-point lead. Second one is good, getting both at the line, and it's an 8-point game. Now a timeout called by Boston. They're down by 8. There's 21 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Guys, what's your take?
Yeah, this has been rough all the way around. I mean, coming in with high hopes and then just now trying to finish the best they can.
All you can do at this point is focus. Dial in on each moment. Do your best. You can't get consumed over the score.
Green dishes to Laverne. Here's Anderson. Another shot. A chance to extend the lead to double digits, but it's no good. Off target. And so it's San Antonio with the win. And in the win, a comfortable win in what was, I think, a pretty hostile environment.
It really was. You know, it's never going to be easy on the road.
All right, David, great job. Thanks so much. And that's going to do it tonight, folks, for our broadcast. Sit down. Who that